In this video, we're going to talk about how to clean your arteries fast. And I want to share with you a very special tea that can help you do that. Now, when we think of clogged arteries, we usually picture someone who is older, perhaps 60 or 70 years old, and they have heart disease and maybe they need a stent or they need a bypass surgery. But clogged arteries actually start much earlier in life. In fact, when people get to be 30 years old, they already have clogged arteries. They're just not aware of it because most of the time, there are no symptoms. You don't know you have clogged arteries. You can feel great, you might even pass a stress test. But if you were to get an artery test, like an EKG test, coronary artery calcium score test, what you would find is that at age 30, most people already have some degree of clogged arteries. And by the time you're 40, the majority of people have significant clogged arteries. Now, this does not have to be your fate. This is not something you should accept. And there are ways to reverse this process and actually unclog the arteries and shrink the risk of heart attack and stroke. Now, one of the things you can do is change your diet. There's no question about it. You really need to eat healthy foods, right? The standard American diet is killing you. It is slowly but surely clogging your arteries, causing inflammation, especially inside the arteries, which then leads to atherosclerosis, which is clogged arteries. So, yes, you have to change your diet, but I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna blow your mind. There's a simple drink that you can consume every day that will greatly speed up the process of cleaning your arteries. So let's take a look at what clogs the arteries in the first place. Well, you have cholesterol that is oxidized. So you have this LDL particle that goes inside the artery wall, and it gets oxidized, and it attracts white blood cells and platelets and monocytes and other inflammatory chemicals. And all of a sudden you've got inflammation in the artery wall. And that's what causes atherosclerosis, is this inflammation. So how do you stop that inflammation? Well, you have to have antioxidants. You have to have something to counter that oxidation. Otherwise, the LDL particle keeps getting more and more damage, more and more oxidation, and it creates more inflammation. Alright, now let's talk about the arterial wall itself. What makes up the arterial wall? Well, you have the inner layer, and that is called the tunica intima. And that has a lot of elastic tissue. It is designed to stretch. And so when your heart pumps out blood, the arteries expand, and then they recoil back, and that helps move the blood along. Well, what happens when you have atherosclerosis? The atherosclerosis kind of clogs up that elastic tissue, and it makes it stiff. And so then your arteries don't have the ability to expand and recoil anymore. And this puts a lot of pressure against the heart muscle itself. And this is one reason why people with clogged arteries have high blood pressure. But also the heart starts to work harder and harder and harder because it is trying to pump against these stiff arteries. And eventually the heart weakens because it has to work harder, and that can lead to heart failure. Alright, now the solution to all this is to reduce the inflammation and also to help heal the arteries. So we're going to talk about some very powerful herbs and spices that can help you. But first let me mention that the #1 killer of people in America is heart disease. Heart disease killed 659,000 Americans in 2020, and the sad thing is there is so much you can do to prevent heart disease. You know, there are natural remedies, there are nutrients, there are certain things that you can do to prevent heart attacks and strokes. And unfortunately, people don't know about them. Doctors don't teach you about it in medical school. Alright, so here are 5 things that you can use to cleanse your arteries. Number 1 is niacin. Niacin is vitamin B3. It works by increasing the amount of endothelial function. Alright, well, what is endothelial function? Endothelium is the inner layer of the artery, so it lines the inside of the arteries. And so niacin helps to increase the production of nitric oxide from these endothelial cells. And what is nitric oxide? Well, nitric oxide is a powerful vasodilator. It helps to open up the arteries. It helps the arteries become elastic again so that you can have normal blood flow through the arteries. It also inhibits platelet aggregation. Platelets are these little cell fragments that tend to plug up the arteries. They kind of stick to the wall of the artery, and they can form a plug, and that can cause a heart attack or a stroke. So nitric oxide thins the blood, it prevents clotting, and it opens up the arteries. So this is why niacin is so important for preventing heart attacks and stroke. Now you can get niacin from a nutritional yeast. Okay, you can get it from salmon, you can get it from broccoli, chicken, turkey, lettuce, spinach, avocados. But the best source of niacin is nutritional yeast, alright? No, 2 is turmeric. Turmeric is a powerful anti-inflammatory compound. It has been used for thousands of years in India. It is part of the ginger family. It's a root vegetable. But turmeric contains curcumin, and curcumin is the active ingredient. That has been studied to have anti-inflammatory effects and antioxidant effects, which means it can help lower the oxidation that's happening in the artery wall. Now, turmeric can help decrease the risk of heart attacks, it can help decrease the risk of stroke, it can help decrease the risk of diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's. So it's definitely a very powerful compound, and you want to make sure you include that in your daily diet. Alright, no, 3 is green tea. Green tea is a very powerful antioxidant. It helps to prevent the oxidation of LDL, so it helps keep the LDL from sticking to the walls of the artery and forming plaque. Now, green tea is loaded with catechins, and one of the main catechins is EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. It's been shown to help improve endothelial function, which is the inside lining of the artery. It can help lower blood pressure, it can help decrease clotting, it can decrease inflammation, and it can even help lower your blood sugar. So if you're a diabetic or you have insulin resistance, green tea can be immensely beneficial. Alright, no, for cinnamon. Cinnamon has been known as the miracle spice. It has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and antioxidant properties. It can help decrease the risk of heart attack and stroke. It can help control your blood sugar. It can help lower your risk of diabetes. It's good for the brain. It's good for the liver. It's good for the heart. It's good for the immune system. So definitely add this into your daily diet. And one way you can do that is with your tea. Okay. You can put some cinnamon in your tea. Alright, no, 5 is ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba is a very powerful antioxidant. It can protect the heart and the brain from oxidative stress and free radical damage. It can improve blood circulation. It can help prevent clotting. It can help prevent plaque formation, and it can improve overall endothelial function. Now, ginkgo biloba has been used for thousands of years in China, and it is considered to be one of the most powerful tonics to support the heart and the brain. Alright, now those are the 5 things that you can add into a tea to cleanse your arteries. And it's very simple. You can just steep these herbs and spices in hot water and then consume it as a tea. However, you don't have to consume these on a daily basis. If you're doing them for maintenance, maybe once a week or maybe once every other week. But if you have clogged arteries, if you've had a heart attack, if you've had a stroke, if you've had peripheral vascular disease, which is poor circulation to the legs, then I would recommend consuming this tea every single day until you clean out your arteries. And I want to share with you one last additional tip. If you want to clean your arteries really fast, then you need to go on the ketogenic diet. Keto is the fastest way to clean out your arteries. As soon as you go on keto, within days, you're going to start feeling better. Within weeks, you're going to have more energy. You're going to lose weight, your blood pressure is going to come down, and you're going to start repairing the damage that's happening in the arteries. So if you want to clean out your arteries, if you want to prevent a heart attack, if you want to prevent a stroke, then go on the ketogenic diet and also drink this artery cleansing tea. Hey, before you go, if you're benefiting from any of this content, please share your success story in the link down below.